Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Long America, baby. Long America. What's going on, guys? It feels good to be back in action here. Had an awesome trip. Traveled quite a bit, all over the place. A lot of time with family. And here we are making some money. First day back, watching the markets head towards all-time highs again. Wanted to jump on here with you guys and do a quick trade breakdown of the trades I took this morning. I said I wasn't going to go live. I'm not going to do any live trading, but I wanted to break this down. Had a couple guys ask me. I was somewhat calling out what I was doing in the free Discord. I posted in the free Discord. Let me be accurate with how long that voice message was. So I posted in the free Discord my two charts before the 9:30 a.m. open, just so you guys know. The 1 hour ES chart with my zones and levels, a 5-minute ES chart, an 8-minute voice message breaking down what I was looking at. I even let you know I added a volume point of control, something that wasn't on the chart, so you have exactly what I'm looking at and my mindset heading into the trading day. Hop in the free Discord if you're not already. Live trading every day, market insights. Going to be talking even more about psychology, about trade management, about my strategy, journaling, everything that goes into profitable trading in an even more organized Discord server coming up. Plus a community of traders. We got guys funded in here, guys that are nearing the 10 grand mark on the month for within XFAs. New guys just learning. Everybody's welcome, so long as you are respectful. Happy to have you in. Make sure you join. Link is in the description of this video. So let's talk about what. Just want to make sure we are good here. Yeah, stream health looks good. We look good, man. Let's talk about what I had going on. What's up, Kyle? What's up? What's up, Marcus? Show you what I had going on here. So this was a fresh combine, as you can see up here. Fresh 50K Top Step X combine. I'll show you what I had going on. I'll mark the chart exactly from the trades. I don't usually do this just because it takes so long and gets a little bit nuanced. But I will mark up what I had going on here this morning. The couple quick trades I took in the morning that I didn't hold on to, and then the winner that I scaled into and held. So, first one here. Let's throw some long positions on the board. You know what? I'll do this with raise. Make it easy. Boom. Let's get some green ones on. Let's get some red ones on. I'll show you where we had this set up. So first buy was this morning at, I'm on the tick chart here, but really, really close to the open. This was actually a short that I had. Oh, this was my close? No, it's my short that I entered. Here was my long from down here. First, let's look at. You know what? I'm not gonna take too much time breaking these down. We'll do the main trade. But here's the deal. As you can see down here, yeah, we can see this on the chart. A little bit of profit from a long. Entry was 5549.25, 5549.25. Somewhere down here, very close to the open. If you look at the entry time over here, it was a break below, tapping down towards pre-market low, below pre-market low, as you can see, and then trailing back up. I was looking at this thing coming back up towards the VWAP line, towards prior day high, which was this level here on the 5-minute, this level here on the 100-tick chart. Close this one out very quickly. I don't know what I had going on here with a short off of this level. Closed it very, very close to entry. We'll call that break even. I had a long that I took that was really my re-entry after. So I got long here, one contract and then another contract. Looks like a minute, less than a minute apart, about 30 seconds apart. 5560.555. Where was I getting long here? Yeah, so I was getting long right here as we were breaking above this VWAP line. Let's actually look at the time so we could have this in an accurate place. 9:44 a.m. So that was actually over here. Boom. So again, I'm reading this market as we've been consolidating, right? We talked about this a bit. If I zoom out on the 5-minute chart over here so you guys can see, we came up, put all-time highs in over here. We've since been rangy consolidating price action. That's what I would call this. That's my discretionary description of this price action here. We trailed up overnight after session close, right? Came in, put the pre-market high in at this 8:30 a.m. news candle, sold off pretty aggressively, started to find some support down there before NYSE open, right down here. Broke below prior day high. At the open, we sold off a bit and then immediately started to push back up. Coming up, here's my anchored VWAP off the low. Here's my anchored VWAP off the high. Here's my session VWAP. Let me zoom out so I make sure this is all kosher. Sorry for making you guys dizzy. I just want to make sure this looks good. I get a good description of this. At this level, right, coming up back above prior day high, I took my longs and my shorts, didn't do anything crazy, really close to the open. I stay a little bit more conservative. I take aggressive entries, more scalp trades. I'm not going to hold them for a really long period of time unless price starts to take off in the direction of my trade. So that was those. This long where I was looking up here, where I got long right at this level, at this time, this green bar. We had broken above the anchored VWAP off of the high of the session. We're staying above low of session anchored VWAP, and we're breaking above this session VWAP here, which is the main one that I'm going to focus on. As far as levels go, we're above. Let me reset this so you guys can look at the 5 as well. We're above prior day high. We're staying above pre-market low. I think we've got a chance to run up. That's what happened today. Maybe on another day it doesn't happen. I was looking to get long over here. Obviously, I wasn't confident enough, and I closed out pretty quickly. My second set of longs, and again, I'm going to call this right around break even, right? If I'm putting a few $100s of risk on in a trade, maybe it's anywhere between $200 and $500 worth of risk. I'm going to say $25 plus or minus is going to be break even. This 1250 is break even. This is break even. We're going to call this break even. The small losses like that will definitely eat you up, but we're not going to call them big wins or big losses. So that one was closed out quickly. Here's what happened on the second set. I got long again very quickly. Entries, I'm gonna actually chart these exact. Actually, the exact price I got long at again at 947. So let's mark this up. 947. flat. I'm going to be as accurate as I can be on the tick chart so you guys can see what I had going on. And the entry price was 5560.50 right here. Let's get another one of these going. Second entry was, I scaled into 3 contracts here very quickly. One was in drawdown as we came back towards that anchored VWAP, the high of day anchored VWAP. Second one was 61.25 at 47. That must have been right about here. And the third scale in was somewhere down here. I know just from looking at it. 948, yep, 18. Right here as we started to bounce. Be super exact with this tick chart. And the price was 5558.75. So I scaled in drawdown to this one. Again, let's go over the reasons for the trade and then we'll talk about the exits. We pushed down at the open, right? We came off of this wick to we came off of a pre-market high here. Sold off, right? Found some support down here, broke below prior day high. Found some support at this pre-market low level. Came below it, started to push back up. I stayed patient after my aggressive entries in here until we got back all the way up towards, with some force, right? Up towards the session VWAP. I'm also paying attention to this anchored VWAP off the low. Also paying attention to this anchored high of day, anchored VWAP. If we look at what this looks like on the 5-minute chart here, consecutive green candles, right? This looks a little different on a tick chart. We're super zoomed in. Consecutive green candles. Here's the 9:30 a.m. Eastern open for NYSE open. Here is the second green candle. Look at how aggressive and nice big push up that is. We got a green doji, not trading below prior bar low here again. We've got another doji looking long wick to the downside candle, not trading below prior bar low again. This one gets a little bit tricky. And then we obviously had some news that came in. Not red folder news, something that I would really say I'm trading right through, orange folder stuff. I mean, this was red folder, and look at how uneventful that was. So, again, we're pushing up above this level here. If I don't see a reaction off of this session VWAP in the 10 minutes, 15 minutes that we hung out up here pretty quickly to the downside, and we start to push above, start to make some what I would look at on the tick chart really zoomed in, bullish price action, I might look to get long. This is more of a breakout trade. That's what I had going on here, right? I don't have an enormous amount of price action and data to tell me that we're headed higher outside of what we had for the beginning of the session. But like I sent in the message, the 10-minute voice message that I sent in my free Discord, I think it was Wednesday. One of the conversations I had with some really, really, really experienced Wall Street guys. We're not talking about traders like myself and probably a lot of you guys. We're talking about 20 to 40 year Wall Street vets working with hedge funds, working with the top investment brokerages in the U.S. Stop trying to fight the higher time frame trend. I'm not saying I'm not going to go short on the U.S. indices. I certainly am. But I'm going to try to do a better job based on this conversation and what I was sharing in my free Discord to make note of the higher time frame trend of the instruments that I'm trading. Are we trending up over a long period of time? And more recently, are we trending up as we start to get zoomed in from maybe the daily, if we're looking at the really zoomed out time frame, all the way down to the hourly? Are we making are we bumping up, even if we're consolidating at this area? Are we consistently pushing up to new all-time highs like we are in the U.S. indices? You're probably going to fare a little bit better just going long America. That's kind of the feeling that I've got. That's the data that I've shown. That's the conversations that I've had, that the guys that are making money are doing what they can to trade along with the higher time frame trend, even if they're intraday on the low time frames. Do your best to stop fighting that high time frame trend, the really, really zoomed out time frame trend, which is on the U.S. indices, a nice creep to the upside, right? Nice strong market. And I tried to take that with me a little bit today. I find myself, if I look at the frequency of trades, I hate to describe it as a bear. I find myself going short more often than I go long. And more recently, especially on the data that I've been collecting through ES, looking at the brokerage data, looking through my journal, I'm losing more on my short trades than I'm winning on my long trades, and at a higher frequency. Meaning, if I had cut out all of the short trades, I would have made a whole lot more money just going long. Again, does that mean I'm not going to go short? Of course not. I'm trading on the 100 tick and 5-minute chart. We're intraday. We're in rangy conditions sometimes. I'm going to take plenty of shorts. But I'm going to do what I can, and what helped me today is to not marry this long bias of being a perma bull like the guys on Top Step call it, but to try to understand what market are you trading, right? Maybe I'm here on ES. If I get really, really zoomed out on the daily or weekly chart, what does that look like? Nice 45-degree angle to the upside. When I start to get more zoomed in, what's the most recent trend? We're on a tear to the upside. We're making all-time highs, right? I get more and more zoomed in on the 5-minute, the 15-minute. I see we're consolidating right now, day over day. So I have to understand where we're at there and take a look within that consolidation, within that range, where are we at? But as a whole, I might not want to be constantly shorting that market. So that's just kind of the bigger picture here, something I wanted to share, something I shared in free Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in. You'll get messages like this all the time. And it definitely helped me out today, not trying to fight this market. So, again, here's my entries. We'll break this trade down quickly and we'll wrap this thing up. If you guys got questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Here's my entries, right? Entry number 1, scale in number 2. Be accurate with this. Nope. Entry number 1, entry number 2, entry number 3 as we pulled back down. I was confident in this trade, confident enough to add into this trade 3 minis, getting more aggressive. I've got a lot of combines. I like trading micros, but if I'm going to trade minis, I want to be able to scale in and out like I did on these. And I scaled in, got aggressive. I believe my stop loss was somewhere down around prior day high initially. As I was adding in, we'll see it in the recap as well. I'll post this as a screen recording as well. I'll post this as a recap. As I scaled in and this moved into profit, I moved stop loss up and then I moved it to break even. I believe I moved it up and then to break even. If we look at the management, the exits on this, let's go through some exits. We will make these red. You guys can see what we had going on. My target, which we blew past, my target for this trade was going to be pre-market high. That was my last exit. That was my one contract that I held all the way that you could see down here. Exit at 5574, which is, boom, right here as we broke above. That was the last contract. That was the one that I held on to. Started to see some profit, got stop loss to break even, took quicker profits on these. Again, relative to the amount of risk I had on, this was a nice R multiple, ending up $1,000 in profit on the 50K. I did not have $1,000 of risk on. Again, I'll have to go back to see the video, what the initial stop loss was once at maximum, once I added in 3 contracts. But I could tell you, I'm going to say at least a 2-to-1, being very conservative with it. Second close, 5.5. Yeah, 2 closes, 5562.75. Somewhere over here. 5561.25. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the entry prices again. 55. Geez, let's get this together. 5562.75. I got that one right. And then I've got 5563. Somewhere as we started to pop up right here. Boom. Initial entries here, guys. Close number 1, close number 2, close number 3. I like having multiple contracts. I like to be able to scale in and out. Would I like to hold these a whole lot longer? Yes, absolutely. I was paying attention to the fact that we had news dropping here at 10. I was aware of that. Again, if you're in my free Discord, I post it every day. Post the chart right from forexfactory.com. Let you guys see it. Am I trading through orange folder news? Yes. Is it going to, on another day, maybe this moves against me, I get stopped out. No problem. Red folder, NFP, FOMC, a whole different story. But again, simple price action, market structure, utilizing some simple volume tools, some simple VWAP, anchored VWAP, horizontal levels for areas of targets, right? So using this as a target, areas that we want to pay attention to, what price is staying above, what price action market structure is looking like at these levels. And what I've really felt even more so is important to discuss and talk about on this. This is discretionary trading, guys. This is not a rules-based system, right? I'm applying my experience, my intuition to be able to structure trades and decide when to enter, when to exit, and try to make a little bit more on my winners than I lose on my losers. No massively high win rate, no magic indicator or utilizing some tool that's proprietary, but applying my intuition and experience, like we've talked about, paying attention to the trends that are going on in the market, paying attention to pre-market, marking up my chart, paying attention to what the market does after NYSE open, trying to flow alongside of that trend. Are we coming up and not reacting off of VWAP? We look like we're breaking above. Maybe we're going to head towards pre-market high. That's the whole thesis for this trade. That's pretty much it, guys. It wasn't anything major, magical. Does this work every day? Absolutely not. Does it work enough times for me, and the way that I can manage and structure my risk to make money in the markets? Yes. Yes, it does. I'm up to 3 XFAs on Top Step. Got hopefully another couple running towards the maximum of 5 XFAs where I'll start trading those. But like I said, I want to stack combines. That's been the game plan. It's been working out well for me. Talk about one more piece of psychology while I'm on that note, and then I'll wrap this thing up. Having a good plan on how you're going to structure your risk when it comes to trading with prop firms is very important. And then sticking with that plan overall. What I mean by this, I had a gentleman ask me, I have people ask all the time, how long does it take somebody or me or anybody else to pass a combine, And I usually respond with a kind of vague, answer. It takes a wildly varying amount of time. It can take somebody 2 days, the shortest amount of time that'll take you to pass a Top Step combine, or it could take you 2 months. It could take you longer than that. What is important when you're asking that question is, how aggressive is that person going to trade that combine? If you buy one 50K combine and you say, this was a lot of money for me and I don't want to fail this. I want to try to pass it within a month, maybe 2 months. Hopefully with Top Step, I'll get a free reset like they gave out yesterday where you can start from scratch and reset your account. It doesn't move your rebuild date, but it does give you a second chance. And I don't want to really risk blowing this account. You're probably going to approach it with a much more conservative approach to risk management. You want to give yourself quite a few losing trades without blowing that account. And maybe you'll be able to hit your goal in a month or 2 months, risking a much, much smaller amount. Maybe it's $50, $100 per trade that you're looking at risking. Maybe on the other side of that, and why it's important to understand how aggressive someone's going to be, maybe someone's going to buy a dozen 50K combines. Maybe they're not that much money to you, $50 or $20 or $30 like they have been for the last few weeks and even a couple months, I think. And you're happy buying 12 of them, and you're going to trade them very aggressively. You're going to risk $500, $1,000 per trade with the goal of passing them very quickly and potentially blowing quite a few on the way to passing the ones that you're going to make to an XFA. Your game plan can be, here's my total investment, right, on these 12 accounts. My goal is to get funded with, let's say you're happy with 2 or 3 out of those 12. You're going to do that very quickly because you're going to trade them very aggressively. Maybe you're going to pass 1 for every 3 or 4. Again, I'm not making a recommendation that you should do this. I'm not saying this is how I approach it. I'm just drawing a comparison here. And get to an XFA with the goal of having multiple XFAs to be able to trade those fairly aggressively, right? Because you made your investment, you got to the XFA stage very quickly. Now you can trade those. Maybe you end up with 3 or 4 of them. You can trade them knowing that you're likely to get 1 or 2 of them into profit, be able to take a payout, cover all of your expenses, and then some. And you did that in a very, very short amount of time because you have this money. Time is money, and you probably don't want to be spending 2 months on a $20 combine hoping to be able to pass and that type of deal. Have that game plan, write that out on a sheet of paper. This is your total business plan, right? Your trading plan. And There's nothing wrong with going one way or the other. This is different for everybody. Everybody's going to have a different initial investment that they're comfortable with, and then try to stick to that. That's where the psychology side comes in. That's where the mental side comes in, right? You make your trading plan. This is how I'm going to trade my combines. This is the risk management approach for each of them. Here's my limitations, maybe some guardrails that you're going to set for yourself. You should definitely have a clear risk management plan and then trade that plan. When it comes to the trading itself, a lot of times it's going to be more discretionary, more subjective as far as the entries and exits go. But I do want to emphasize the importance of knowing what you're getting yourself into and then sticking to that plan. I'm not saying there's a rules-based system in there, but you should have a really, really well-structured risk management plan for each individual trade, each individual account, and then maybe the group of accounts that you're trading if you're trading combines. Very, very different than what you would do in a live account, maybe different than what you would do on demo. You probably want to emulate whatever you're going to do, whether it's prop firms or live accounts in demo. But I get that question a lot. I hear guys talk about it. And the real answer is it completely depends. How you approach these prop accounts, these combines, these XFAs, or even your live account is going to vary drastically from person to person. Maybe, again, from the extreme of I have one 50K combine and I don't want to risk blowing it at all. Understand your average risk to reward, your average win rate. Run that in equity simulators. Try to figure out how much you want to risk per trade. You're not going to run yourself into so much drawdown where you risk blowing the account. And then on the other extreme, maybe you're someone that is going to buy multiple, knowing that you'll probably blow multiple on the way to passing, and you're okay with that because you're going to cut down the time that it takes to get to that XFA and cut down the time that it takes to make a profit in that XFA because maybe you're going to trade that more aggressively and in turn get a payout. So there's a big broad spectrum here, and it's just all about your risk tolerance, your own financial situation, which is personal to everybody, that nobody can make recommendations on, and make a game plan there and try to stick with that. Understand what you can expect, what you should expect. Understand the amount of consecutive losers that you'll see in any number of trades based on your win rate and your risk to reward and the risk per trade, what that means, how many accounts you're going to blow if you're doing a really aggressive trading approach to it, and be comfortable with that and then stick to it and trade through the drawdown, trade through the win streaks. Don't go off the rails. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to on this one, guys, but that was a quick trade breakdown on my ES. What's up, Bruce Lee? Quick trade breakdown on ES. A little bit of a conversation answering a couple questions that I've seen over the last couple days on the time it takes to pass combines, and talking about going long America. Hope you liked the intro song there. I was on the Top Step. I was listening to the Top Step live as I was trading this morning before these trades, and again, same thing that I discussed in that long message. Hop in the free Discord. You'll hear it. You'll see it. Trying to trade. Try not to fight the trend. Try not to fight the higher time frame and the more recent trend, especially if you're trading this way that I do. So there's no wrong way to do it, guys. You can trade ranges, you can trade counter trend, you could trade the trend. You should be controlling risk, managing your risk appropriately, no matter what you're doing, and developing a system that you can approach the market with some consistency and acknowledge that this is discretionary. If you're trading manually, even if you have a rules-based system to a degree, you're going to apply your subjective intuition and your experience. In my opinion, what works best, keep things very, very simple if you can. Try not to overcomplicate this stuff. It's only as complicated as you make it. Doesn't mean it's necessarily easy, but it's only as complicated as you make it. And do what you can to build your experience and to utilize that experience, man. That's that's part of your edge in the markets is your intuition. So I hope this helps, guys. Happy to jump on here and talk with you. Happy to be back live trading next week. Excited about it. Overnight swing trades getting called. Be looking at ES and gold for some of those. Gold's been treating pretty well. Looking good in back testing. Looking good with some aggressive overnight trades that I've taken. And we'll keep this show rolling, man. If you have any questions, hop in the Discord. I'll be happy to answer. Happy to talk to you. And we'll look forward to a solid trading week coming up this week. Trade safe. It is the end of the quarter. It is the end of the month, end of Q2, end of the month. Today, Friday, June 28th. I'd be cautious. As you can see, we're coming back down right now. Really haven't talked about what the market's been doing since I've been on the call. But it's coming back down. I'd be cautious towards the end of the day. That's just me. Talk to you guys soon. Talk to you guys in Discord. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Have an awesome weekend.